So good morning students, this is our lab class for week 2 and we are going to solve the questions for the previous lab sheet for inheritance. I already solved question number 1 for you, so let's start with the second question. Second question is based on single inheritance with the parameterized constructor. I'll be doing step by step the questions for you. Alright, let me just create a class. Let's just read it. Create a class vehicle with the instance variable. Okay, let's first create a class vehicle. So empty Java file. Let me just change the path. Week 1 lab. Okay, so I have a class called vehicle. Alright, so public class vehicle. Now what should I include? Let's read the program. Read the program line by line to solve the program always. Okay, so it has 3 instance variables: vehicle ID, price and license plate. Vehicle ID is a string, so string vehicle ID. Try to have the same name of the variables as given in your question. Double price and license plate is an integer type. License plate. Alright, next what should we have? It should have a parameterized constructor to initialize all the instance variables. Alright, so public vehicle and string ID, double price, int plate. So vehicle ID is equals to ID. Now if you see price, the global variable the instance variable has the same name as the local variable. So here I have to use the keyword this dot price is equals to price. If I don't use this variable, I will get the answer 0 over here. So license plate is equals to plate. What else? That's it. So let's create another class called car. Let me just compile it. Alright, another class we will create car. So public class car extends vehicle. So that means it's an inheritance. Okay, the car class have instance variables number of passengers and maximum speed. Both of them, they are integers. So int number of passengers and max speed. These are the 2 instance variables, right? Alright, now it's giving an error because of the constructor. Alright, so now it should have a parameterized constructor to initialize all the variables of the class. So public car. Now first of all I will include the variables from the superclass, which is vehicle. Then I will include int passengers and int speed. So my first statement here will be super inside the constructor, and then I will initialize the variables of the class car, which are number of passengers is equals to passengers, and then I have max speed is equals to speed. where do I have the error? I don't have to use this. All right. Okay, now I should have a print method in the class car to print the values of all the instance variables of both the classes. That's it. So public void print, okay, system.out.println, and the vehicle ID is, what is the vehicle ID? The vehicle ID is vehicle ID plus vehicle underscore ID. Same thing I will do with the other instance variables also. I just have to print them. So the price is plus price, then I have the number plate is, license plate is, plus license underscore plate, then number of passengers, it can accommodate is, and speed limit is max speed. So we have to print all the variables, right? Okay, use super to pass the parameters from the derived class to the base class, because our base class has a parameterized constructor. That's why I use the super keyword over here. Write a test class to test all the methods. Alright, so now we will write the test class, main class, test vehicle. Okay, so I will create an instance of the child class car C1 is equals to new car. I need to pass 5 parameters. First is string ID, Toyota maybe. Okay, then price 4,000, 40,000. Then license plate is an integer again, integer 2831. Then number of passengers and number of speed. Number of passengers is 7 and speed is 540. C1 dot, I will call the method which is the print method, C1 dot print. Let's run the program. So we are able to print all the variables from both parent class and the child class. This is your program number 2. Alright, next we talk about multi-level inheritance. Multi-level is a class derived from a class, and then again a class. I have a class A, B is derived from A, then I have a class C, C is derived from B, and so on. So let's just do this program. Now in this case, class A will be the indirect superclass and class B will be the direct superclass of class C. So what we have to do, let's just read the program. create a class person. So my first class is person class. Alright, now what do I need to do? Let's just check it. Okay, so it has instance variable, name is a string type, SSN, address and birth date, all the string type variables. So it has 4 string type variables. Public class person, so it has string, let me check the name of the variables, name, SSN, address, name, SSN, address, date of birth. So all these are string type variables. Let me just write here birth date. Okay. Parameterized constructor to initialize all the parameters. Okay. Public person, so I will have string name, string SSN, string address, string birth date. Now I have to use this keyword here. This dot name is equals to name, because instance variable and the local variable, they have the same name. This dot SSN is equals to SSN. This dot address is equals to address. This dot birth date is equals to birth date. So my program is complete. This doesn't have any method. No method is there. Alright, now create another class employee derived from person. So I will create another class which is employee class. Employee derived from person, public class employee extends person. Now what does it has? It has instance variables, salary, only one instance variable, double salary, alright. Now I have to make a parameterized constructor. Public employee. First of all, let me just copy the variables from there. And last one is double salary. So because parent class has a parameterized constructor, so I have to write the super keyword. Alright. Then I will initialize this variable. This dot salary is equals to salary. Okay, now that's it for this class. Next is the faculty class derived from the employee class and include a variable of string type which is rank. Okay, so I have a faculty class now. Faculty, public class faculty extends employee. So employee is a direct superclass of class faculty and person is an indirect superclass of class faculty. It has only one instance variable which is of string type and its rank. We must have a parameterized constructor. Yes, parameterized constructor. Public faculty. I'll copy all those parameters from here, and at the end I will have string rank. So first statement is my super. I will remove these data types. Alright, now I will initialize the rank variable which belongs to the faculty class. No need for this because R is small and R is capital. Rank is equals to rank. Okay, next is I must have a method called display, and I should be able to display all the instance class. I should be able to display all the instance variables from the person, employee and the faculty class. So the method is display. Public void display system.out.println. The name is plus name. Okay, I'll copy because I have to just print it. So I have to display 6 variables. Alright, next is the social security number is SSN, address is address, birth date is plus birth date, and salary is salary here, and rank is, the variable is rank with small r, not with capital R. This is a local variable. Alright, so now write a test class and create an instance of the faculty class. Call all the instance method of the classes. So I just have only one instance method which belongs to the faculty class. Alright, so I will just write the main class test faculty. Alright, so I'll create an instance of the faculty class here. Faculty F1 is equals to new faculty. I need to pass 5 parameters here, and the order should be the same: 1, 2, 3, 4. First 4 are string parameters, then double, then string. So first is name. So let me write my name. Then social security number, then address, and then birth date. Address is Jubail, birth date is January 2010, salary is and the last one is rank. Rank is any rank. Alright, so now what do I need to call? I need to call the method, and I have only one method, which is display. That's it. Let's check the output. So I am able to display all the variables from all these three classes. Going ahead, next question is hierarchical inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance is I have a main class, then I have two classes derived from the same class. It is just like your siblings. So let's just create another class. I have the same class. I will use the same class because I have already created the vehicle class. I will use the same class. So vehicle class is already created, right? I'm not going to create it again. So public class vehicle, I have all these three variables and the parameterized constructor. Then I have the class car, and I have these two variables and these two variables in the class car, right? And I have the display method to display vehicle and car variables. Now I have to create another class truck which should be derived from the vehicle class. So I'm not going to recreate these two classes. Rather, what I will do, let me just close it so what I will do, I will just reuse these classes. So do you see now inheritance? So I don't have to create the classes again. I can reuse these. I will create another class which is called truck, and it extends from vehicle. Public class truck extends vehicle. Now let's check what should we include in this. It should have parameterized constructor to initialize all the vehicle. Okay, first of all, it should have instance variables, two instance variables, number of axles and tonnage. Both of them, they are integer type. Int axles and tonnage. Now I must have a parameterized constructor over here, public truck. Since it is derived from vehicle, it's a superclass, so I must include these variables. I'll copy from there. Okay, and I must have over here int axles and int tonnage. Now let's initialize. First of all, super keyword. I'll remove these data types. Alright. Now let's initialize the variables of this class. So this dot axles is equals to axles because instance variable and the local variable have the same name. This dot tonnage is equals to tonnage. Alright, now the class truck has the print method to display the values of all the to display the values of both the classes. So public void print. Let me just copy from the car class all these print statements. Okay. So the first three will remain the same, license and number of axles. I will just change here. Number of axles is axles over here, and the tonnage is tonnage over here, right? Now we need to create a test class and we need to create two instances, one belonging to class car and one belonging to class truck. Why? Because class car has its own variable, class truck has its own variable. Now vehicle class has two children, class car and class truck, each of them having its own features. So we need to print the features of class car as well, class truck as well. Alright, so let me just make the main class. I call it as test truck. Okay, I'll make the object of class car. I will just copy from there. Alright, and same way I will make the object of the truck class. Truck T1 is equals to new truck. So the first three will remain the same. Let me just write it BMW. Okay, 80,000 1111. This is license plate, and the last one is the number of axles, which is 8, and last one is the tonnage, which is, I write it 50,000. And class truck has again print method. There is no overriding because car and truck, they are two different children of the vehicle class. So T1 dot print. Okay, so let me just system dot out dot println. Now printing the data from truck class. This is just for making my program more readable. Alright, let's just run it. So it's printing the class car, it's printing the class truck. So this is the hierarchical inheritance. Going ahead, question number 5, overriding, method overriding. Okay, so I must have a class called base square cube with a protected instance variable. I'm not going to use the protected because we have not yet discussed, so I will just make it a public. Include the following instance method and a constructor, parameterized constructor, square method, cube method, and show method. Alright, let's just write it. The name of the classes, this is an example of the overriding. Alright, so method overriding. Public base square cube. Base square cube. Base square cube. So what should I have? Variable int x. Then what should I have? Parameterless constructor. Public base square cube. X is equals to 5. Okay, next is I must have the parameterized constructor. I must have the parameterized constructor. Public base square cube inside maybe x is equals to site. Alright, okay, so next what we have a square method. It should return the square root of the instance variable. Public void square. You can have a return type also. Now in this question, if you see, output is also given, so I must have the same output. System.out.println the square of because in the output it's number also, x is and I will write over here system.out.print, so x multiplied by x, that's it. This will calculate the square of the number. Same thing, I must have a cube calculation also. Public void cube, so let me just write it, same thing, the cube of x is x into x into x, right? Next is, I have the show method, display or print the value of square from the square method. So if you see over here, what is show method doing? Public void show. Let's read it carefully. It says display or print the value of square from square method. It is not saying that display the value of square. It is saying display the value of square from square method. That means I must call the square method from the show method. So calling a method from the method. So I can write square. If you can recall the last class, calling a method, if I write this also, so this is used to call the method inside a current class also. I can write this way also, it's not wrong also, right? Okay, now moving ahead, I have a class called square cube now. I have a class called square cube now. Square cube. Okay, so it inherits from the base square cube. Public class square cube extends base square cube. Alright, next is it should have a constructor. Now if you see in the parent class, I have a parameterless constructor, I have a parameterized constructor also, right? So but it does not have any instance variables. So for the parameterless constructor I am not concerned, because if it has a parameterless constructor, if I don't make a constructor in the child class, doesn't matter. But since it has a parameterized constructor, I must have a parameterized constructor in the child class also, although it will initialize the same variable. So public class square cube int, let me just write over here site, because I am calling the super class variable, super site. Alright, going ahead, then it must have a show method assessing the method of the base class and print the value of the cube. That means in the show I have to call the cube method. So public void show I will call from here cube method. So the error is here, it's a constructor. Okay, let's just check it. Accessing the method of the base class and print the value of the cube. Okay, so I can like call from here super.show also, because this is method overriding, so I must call super.show also. That's it. Okay, now I must create a test class. Alright, so okay, so here I just noticed in the cube it is just displaying cubic value. So let me just change the over here cubic value. Alright, now let's create a test class. It's a main class, test square. Alright, so what it says, write an appropriate test class to give the following output. I must pass the value 15 over here since it's okay. Let's just create the method or the object of the child class. Square cube is s1 is equals to new square cube. Alright, let's just check it. If I call the method s1.show, what happens? Does it gives me the same output? I don't think so. It will give us the same output. So the square of 15 is 225 and cubic value it's giving, but the first line it's not giving. Let me just change over here. I will make it and here I will write the print statement. Alright, so the cubic value is this, but if you see in the output I have a value square of 5, square of 15 is 225, I get it. Cubic value 3375, I get it, but square of 5 I don't get it. So what will I do? I will create an object of the base square cube class, and it has a parameterless constructor if you see over here. So because it should be displayed before base square cube b1 is equals to, many times I have to look into the sample output also, right? So here b1 dot show, let's check it. Do we get the same output? Square of 5 is 25, square of 15 is 225 and cubic value, right? So because now what happens over here, let's just understand how it is doing. I created an object of the parent class, the constructor, it will go over here, constructor, it will call the parameterless constructor, x is initialized to 5. Now I have called square method, so in the square method x value is 5, 5 will be passed, so it will print 25. Next I have created the square cube constructor here, and I have passed the value 15, so that means the value of side is 15. Now I have called the show method s1.show. So when it goes to s1.show, first of all it calls super.show. In the super.show, what it does, it prints the square of the number, so 15 into 15. And after executing this show method, now here in the show method, this dot square, it calculates the square and returns the square. Then after executing the parent class show method, it returns to the cube method, and it calls the cube over here, and it prints the cube, 15 into 15 into 15, which is 3375. So hence we get this output. So many times you have to check the output to get the check the output. So you need to pass the same numbers and same type of print statement so as to get the similar output. Alright, so this was exercise 1. Now you have 2 programs, do it yourself. These are the 2 programs which you must do it by yourself. And if you have any concern, kindly raise your concern in the class. Let me just explain you. So here we have a class art, and it has a constructor. Just you need to display the message art constructor. We have a class drawing, it has a constructor displaying drawing constructor, and class cartoon, it is displaying the cartoon constructor, and then include the test class and display the information. Next is second program is you have a class called box. It has variables width, height and depth. It has a constructor, default constructor, and it has a parameterized constructor, right? So, and then you have to write one method, get volume, and it should display and calculate the volume. It should display also. Then you have a class called matchbox inherited from the class box, and it should include the instance variable only weight. And then you have the 2 constructors, default constructor and the parameterized constructor, and assign the pass values, write the test class and call the method and display the values of all instance variables. So try these 2 programs by yourself, and if you have any concern, kindly raise your concerns in the class. So thank you so much for this lecture.